Siblings of porn stars. Have you ever watched a video of your siblings and what was it like? Since this seems to be straying into close to sibling territory, I'll chime in. This was my sister's best friend in HS. She'd been over at my house, done sleepovers, hung out. I knew her well. She and my sister were pretty tight. Anyway, I am home from college one summer, maybe I was like 21? Whatever, after a night at the bars with some friends and one has the brilliant idea to go to an adult bookstore. This was late 80s, for reference sake. We go in, and everyone's joking around, looking at the stuff. I go over to a rack of magazines and lo and behold, there's my sister's best friend on the cover of Gent. Now, I didn't know what the hell even Gent was, but of course I look. It turns out that Gent is a magazine dedicated to women with enormous tits, and she had some enormous tits. I am amazed at what I see. Here's this girl I've known since we were both little kids, naked and spread all over the glossy pages of this smut rag. Turns out she did a few other mags and some videos. This was when VHS was starting to really take off. It turns out that she was very popular and her images and videos are floating around the internet even today. My sister came home for the summer when she was in college around 2005. My dad called me for help deleting all of these files. All of them, no matter where they are, from his computer. He was vague about what they were, just that he tried to delete them and he kept finding new ones or the same ones, he wasn't sure. Apparently my sister used his laptop's webcam to take a bunch of nude photos and small videos of herself to email to her boyfriend. Using my dad's email account no less. Apparently she's not a genius. At the time I didn't know what it was I was deleting because my dad was embarrassed to say. So I started finding image files created on the date he said it happened and opened them. Only to find my sister in a variety of situations that involved spreading and random objects. Yeah. Can't unsee that. The irony of this is that a year or so earlier she gave me a lecture about how disgusting porn was and how it was degrading to let yourself be photographed for porn magazines. LOL, I guess that only applies to other people? My sister started off with the premium Snapchat and now she's quite popular and has graduated into having her own porn site and company. She's up to like 500k followers on Instagram and her videos have come up before while I am browsing porn. It's fucked up. I have never intentionally clicked on anything of hers, and I go out of my way to scan videos before I click on anything to make sure it's not her. No one that's a real sibling of a porn star will never watch a video of them. We went to a strip club and my buddy sees his assistant right there on the center stage. She had nice boobs. He was like, I have to tell my wife. In his drunken state, that's all he could think was that he'd never be able to keep the secret. I gave her $20 to give him a lap dance, but he wouldn't go. She ended up getting a better job, in their industry, shortly after. He did tell his wife. The saddest part is she took my $20 and never gave any of us a lap dance. Not a sibling but one of my classmates at an all-boys Catholic school who was sure he wasn't gay did a gay porno where he was an altar boy with a priest. Needless to say, I was shocked, watched it, was amazed at the size of his dick and immediately texted my best friend because I didn't want to know this alone. Found my old boss drinking their own pee on Pornhub. I prefer to interpret this as you going into your old boss's office to find him browsing Pornhub while enjoying a glass of his own pee. My best friend from high school stumbled across a film of his parents fucking. All of the computers in his house had a file share folder between each of the family computers. For some reason it was just sitting in that file share folder. My friend's sister, I will not post her stage name, worked with the dudes from Bang Brothers in an administrative capacity, and then she got into porn. Another friend stumbled across one of her videos and promptly sent the "holy fuck, check this out" group text. Kinda sad because her life was pretty messed up before, teen mother, father of child was murdered, sex worker for a while, getting into porn. Last I saw she became super religious. Not quite what you are asking, but I will share my story. A few years ago my older brother messaged me and explained he found some compromising pictures of me on some porn sites. I was super worried and embarrassed. I have never done any kind of porn but was still irrationally concerned that somehow nude pictures of me got out. He sent me a link to these pictures and this person looks identical to me. Has the same haircut, same facial structure, eye color, exact same body shape, everything is the same down to a mole in the same place on the face. I was freaking out initially, thinking that maybe I was drugged and forced to do this. Or that my memory was wiped after having done porn. So I started looking for this person to see if I could find more stuff they were in. The initial site was incest porn, so I searched through all the incest porn in the world. Found a few videos and was finally able to convince my brother and myself it wasn't me only because this dude's dick was way bigger than mine. Edit, this sister fucking fiend is now referred to as my doppelbanger. My sister used to be a stripper and is in a Girls Gone Wild type of compilation video. My husband found her video. I have now seen my sister's butthole. I've also seen my sister's butthole. Not because she's in porn but because my sister's a weirdo and would ask me to help her wax her asshole. Thanks, this is somehow exactly what I expect from someone with the username pugmommy4life420. Not me directly, but I worked in the porn industry for years and was on set a number of times when there'd be a sibling on set. Usually it'd be a new actress who'd bring her sister along, I guess for support. But it'd be amusing to see their reaction to watching their sibling having sex in front of them. There were also lots of stories from the performers about a sibling finding out for the first time that they were doing adult movies. I remember one actress telling me she had gotten a call from her brother that he was at a bachelor party with friends and all of a sudden there's his sister sucking dick on screen and he's mortified and trying to turn it off while the rest of them think it's the greatest thing they've seen in their lives. I'm sure now in the day of internet porn it happens a lot. Of course there were also examples of siblings in the business together. Tara/Tammy Monroe, Buck Adams/Amber Lynn, etc. Edit, I also remember one time a brand new girl brought her dad along. He waited outside. It was, still pretty weird. I've seen a sex tape from my parents off of an old phone they gave to my little brother as his first phone. Luckily, or maybe unluckily, I saw it before he had the chance, so it was only I who suffered. A longtime friend gave me an external hard drive to put the footage I shot of her wedding on, and, while doing so, I found a pretty explicit sex tape of her and her new husband from a few years ago while they were dating. It was just right there, not hidden at all. It was surreal to watch cause she's been like a sister to me for over 10 years. Not super arousing, more like a peek behind the curtain. Years ago when she was in high school, when I really knew her, she and her friends used to be the kinda girls who didn't curse or talk about sex, but now I've seen her butthole and seen her sucking dick. Never planning to tell her I saw that. It would only be awkward. Life's weird sometimes. Sort of in the same vein, my college roommate and good friend apparently made a sex tape. The only way I found out was that we had a pile of movies ripped off HBO on VHS tapes, and one night I was bored so I threw in a movie, and to my surprise I am looking at a woman who I recognize sitting in a bedroom I recognize, and then I see my roommate come into frame and yikes, definitely not Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. Didn't watch it further, kinda embarrassed, just put it back and never told him. This didn't happen to me, but I had to share this story because it's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. I'm in a Facebook group for women supporting women. One day a chick posts about how her dad found her porn and he's uninvited her to the family dinner that she and her family have. She's one of like 20 kids, all full siblings. This will be important in a minute. She asks us if she should still go and we all tell her yes. She promises an update. A week later she tells us that she went. Her dad acted super weird and angry the whole time and her mom got suspicious, so she started jumping to conclusions, asked if he was having an affair. He explodes and says, "I found your daughter on a porn site." 5 of the original chick's sisters leave. Turned out 6 of his kids were doing porn. I wouldn't have believed it, but she posted pictures of her family and such. It was amazing to hear about. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more content just like this, coming in the near future. Fuck dig giddy duck duck.